Hi there, welcome to another installment of our in-depth discussion series about health. We discussed the components in broad terms in the last couple videos. Now it's time to get into it. It's time to talk about nutrition. The thing about nutrition is that at some point you gotta make some pretty big decisions. And you certainly need a guide to help you along, something you can follow, if only for a short time, and then you can move on and create your own or customize it so that it fits your lifestyle. About in the last video, my guide is the Eat to Live by Dr. Furman. This is guidelines that I've used to get started. The main concept behind the Eat to Live guidelines is pretty simple, and it comes in the form of an equation. Healthy nutrition is equal to nutrients over calories. It's just a concept, it's not an actual equation. It doesn't quite work like an equation, but it just says the more nutrients you have and the less calorie you have, better you are. Now, from a practical standpoint, that just means eating a lot of things that are nutritionally rich, but calorie poor, or not calorie dense, I should say, not necessarily calorie poor. So big salads with lots of vegetables and no dressing. That would be a good sort of analogy, because you have a lot of nutrients in the salad, and then instead of using, say, ranch dressing, you could just use like a salsa and some vinegar. The other main concept behind the Eat to Live guidelines is that it has to be a plant-based diet. Now, I'm not saying vegan here, I'm not saying vegetarian, I'm just saying plant-based. There's a big difference, I believe, in my opinion. I believe that some of the better ways to make the distinction is to say that you do a 90-10 proportion. If you go plant-based only 90% of the time, and 10% you can have some other high protein, low fat animal protein, such as like fish or chicken, something like that. I'm fully aware that the human being is an omnivore, and that having only plants is viewed by some people as some kind of heretic thinking. I think that just may have been true a long time ago when you had to eat whatever you could. Nowadays you don't. So if you think of 90%, 10%, I like to think of it as basically you got 21 meals a week if you consider 3 meals a day. 10% is 2 meals. So on Sunday, lunch and dinner, you do whatever on Sunday. About density of calories in the food. There's a couple other things that I've done even before going on this, I don't want to call it a diet, it's a plans guideline. One of the biggest things for me, and consider that I'm French, I give up cheese. I just saw that to me as just too many calories in such a little bit amount of food. That was kind of the big thing for me. That I decided to do is to give up gluten. Now, I am not allergic to it at all. But to me, I just saw it as a vehicle for bad, certainly not good, or certainly not healthy food. Now let me explain. I don't want to pick on Italian food, but let's pick two examples. Pasta and pizza. In and of themselves, the pasta and the pizza crust, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it tastes delicious. But more often than not is what's in it or on it. I don't believe in substituting things. I'd rather not have it on a regular basis and then have it just a little bit of time, one meal, part of that 10%, and have the real thing. Because the real thing tastes good. There's no doubt about that. That's not at all the issue here. I'd just rather not have it and cut it out of my system altogether. That way I'm not substituting it with some subpar food. So again, going back to the main point here, the plan is fairly strict at the beginning. You have to really, like I said before, you break down your bad habits, sort of start from scratch and build it back up again. And then they have recipes available and everything like that. And then you can take regular vegetarian or vegan recipes and just adapt them with different habits of cooking and start using different ingredients. And it just kind of becomes, you're changing a lot of things. And so it takes a long time. So you just have to work your way into it. Another point here, weight loss has never been, for me, a goal. my goal was always to try to be healthy and try to develop good healthy habits. Weight loss came as a byproduct, and that's one of the things about the Eat to Live program. The weight loss is a result. That's one of the strengths of this program. There's no time limit. You get to a point where you start changing your habits, and you look and you take the long view. You look down the road and you say, well, yeah, we gotta change how we buy things, the staples, and then the reflexes, when you go out. And it's not easy. Some people either don't know how or don't like to cook. So it's definitely a commitment. Things we've done over the years, it's been about 4.5 years since we started this, and we're kind of in that mode. We've pretty much standardized breakfast, snack, and lunch. But we have a breakfast bar and a smoothie. So between the two, we do a fruit smoothie and a breakfast bar, and then we have a big salad for lunch. And I mean a big salad. And that really helped, because then we can start taking advantage of, the economics of scale. So we go to Costco or a big retailer like that for things that we have a lot of usage that we can buy cheap. You have to talk about things like coffee and alcohol. As a rule, of course, too much of anything is not a good thing. So I think that's the main lesson to pull out of this. But coffee for me is something that I just couldn't give up. But what I did give up is cream. That was the last one. I finally had to give it up, and I replaced it with just straight up soy milk. It's fine. Alcohol, same thing. Too much of anything is not a good thing, and certainly you have to reduce it if you want to be serious about being healthy, because it's not just eating. You have to do some exercising and all that good stuff. Yeah, if you drink a lot, it's going to be hard to go run the next day when you feel like crap because you had a bottle of wine the night before. I mean, that's just a fact. The main points I want to draw out of this discussion today, just like trying to be healthy in general, the nutritional part of it is a long-term commitment. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work. Now, like I said, we picked Eat to Live because it spoke to us. So again, it's all about just keeping it simple and keeping it within the reach of something that you can do, so that you don't get forced into doing it, because that certainly is a sure path to not sticking with it. You gotta find something that speaks to you. You gotta do it, and then you gotta commit, and you gotta really learn different ways to cook using different ingredients. Something that's could be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but there's nothing wrong with that. Most of the stuff that we've learned over the years, the first couple of times you just had to get past it. Was really just past the stigma. Well, I think that covers the nutrition. I think I have a lot of recipes that I could share, and I might put links below, and I'm gonna have to consider how to do that, because we have about 40 or 50 recipes that we have in the rotation that we've been using for many years. So I guess what I'm putting out there is, if you're interested, let me know. Leave a comment in the thing below here, and we'll go from there. If I can share what I've done, I can share my bars recipe. I've put it out on Bean before, and my salad recipe as well. There's a lot of things in the smoothies. There's a lot of things that we just do, but that's kind of the key, the foundation. That plan, getting rid of, at least for us, getting rid of the dairy and the gluten, to really just have plant-based. And again, it's one last reminder for the doubters out there. If you think you're not getting enough protein not having meat, you could not be more wrong. You can have plenty of protein, and you can have plenty of energy, especially even if you're working out or a weightlifter or whatever. Yeah, it can be done. It can be done. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will try again pretty soon to make another one. It's really hard, like I said in my last video, my last quick update. It does take a lot of time to put these together, and I've been a little bit busier lately, but I wanted to take the time to share with you guys and continue on the series. I believe the next time I'll talk about just the exercise part and being healthy, a couple of things related to exercise. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and check out my other channel, The Creative Disabled Ventures. Check out our website. We've got a lot of exciting developments lately, and talk to you soon.